Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. Did you know that God has a name? Not just God, that's sort of a category of thing, well, a God. But in this prayer, the Shema, when we say the words the Lord, what we mean is God, the God of Israel. In our English Bibles, it says the words the Lord, but if you open up a Hebrew Bible, it is a set of 4 consonants pronounced roughly Yahweh. That is the name of God. Why is this important? Well, today our main experience about talking about God, if we talk about God, we basically mean the Christian God, or the Jewish God, or the God of Islam, the God of these 3 Abrahamic faiths. We only know one God to talk about. But for the people of Israel, they were in a context surrounded by other gods. Over their history, they may have been invited to worship Ra, the Egyptian sun god, or possibly Baal, the Canaanite storm god, or Marduk, the Babylonian king of the gods, who oversaw agriculture and other things. But the question for the people of Israel was, which God do we worship? Who is our God? And the answer, said in the Shema and repeated daily by the people of Israel, was Yahweh. Yahweh is our God, no other. There were a lot of options to choose from, so it was a reminder. And it's a reminder to us as well. Though we may not think that there are other gods for us to choose from, we are often invited to give our allegiance to the economy, the god of money, of wealth, or to sex, the god of fertility, or to king and country, the god of ethnicity. But none of these, according to the Shema, claim our allegiance, have a legitimate claim on our full allegiance, because Yahweh is our God, Yahweh alone. So the question then becomes, of course, why does it say the Lord in our Bibles? Well, over time, the name Yahweh was seen to be too holy to speak out loud. So out of respect and honor for God's name, the name of this unique God, the Israelite people began to say instead their word for Lord, saying the Lord when they meant Yahweh. And that practice has continued in our English Bibles, because when the word Yahweh was written in Hebrew Bibles, it was given the vowels of the word Lord to indicate that you shouldn't actually say God's name. And the word Lord for Yahweh was a strategic choice, I think, because otherwise the people of Israel might have been tempted to call their Lord whatever imperial overlord held power at that moment, whether it was Babylon or whether it was Assyria. They may have signed a treaty with those countries that those emperors thought they were lord over these people, but really these people's lord was Yahweh. So what does this mean for us as Christians? How does this apply to followers of Jesus? Well, this is amazing to me. It's something that the dime dropped for me a few years ago. I had grown up hearing that Jesus is Lord and Caesar is not, right? That when early Christians claimed that Jesus was Lord, it was a direct challenge to the power of Caesar and the Roman Empire that held power. And that's true. It was a challenge in that way, especially in the ears of Greek and Roman people hearing the early Christians say Jesus is Lord. But what about Jewish people who heard that phrase? This was what I finally realized, far too late, in my opinion. When early Christians, who themselves, many of them were Jewish people who had grown up praying, Jesus is Lord, daily. They had grown up praying the Shema daily. They began to say Jesus is Lord. That is, every day their entire life, they had said, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. And then they began saying, Jesus is Lord. That means Jesus is Yahweh. They are assigning God's name to Jesus of Nazareth. That is an incredible, bold claim. So, as we pray this prayer, we are inheriting that tradition, that incredible claim that Jesus of Nazareth, born in Bethlehem and crucified in Jerusalem, is Yahweh. Jesus is Lord. And then we pray the prayer here, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone.